Let's get into some shite. Howdy, folks. Welcome to Apocalyptic. This is Rick, and thank you for joining me when you do. This is a weird week. I got a few things to talk about, and I'm doing the show at night. This is another night record thing, and I had to do it. I've been so busy with stuff I don't normally get busy by. You know how that happens, and then it throws your entire schedule off? That's what's happened to me. I'm going to tell you what's going on. And how are you? How's your life? Sometimes I forget to stop and ask you how your life is, and I'm just telling you about mine. And that's rude. What kind of rude person am I? What kind of rude podcast is this? I don't know why it just popped in my head. You know, I mentioned 2 or 3 episodes ago about the group Venus Hum. This is a group I've been kind of obsessing with just a little bit. And their early 2004, I think, was their first album. And interesting group, electronic. If you like electronics. So I like that kind of music. I've been getting into it. But here's what I've been noticing about them. I would say, their career isn't over, but I think they've peaked. And I think they release some albums as their band just for fun. They're all doing other things. Some of them, they're all in other bands and just doing other projects. But then they get back together and put together some albums. And the albums, listen to them, they're really, really good. I think they're better than I thought even when I first listened to them. So now I'm at a point where I'm kind of listening to them even a little bit deep, on a deeper level. And I think the vocals, first of all, Annette String can sing. She's really, really good, like different level sometimes. There's a lot of people who can sing. She's different level, and she's singing her own lyrics most of the time. She's a poet, and her poetry is really good. And what she does with her voice, today I was listening to a lot of stuff, and I was just like, holy crap, how did I miss this? When it's just extra level good. So if you like that, just if you're not even familiar with it, maybe you listened to it back when everybody else was listening to it. All right, I'm just saying that. I don't know why it even popped in to my head. Oh wow. Here's the thing. Listen to your body, folks. Listen to your body. I'm going to tell you why. Because your body, sometimes, most of the time, your body knows things maybe that you don't know. Your body will tell you. Don't always listen to it, because sometimes your body will be like, I'd like to have an entire pint of ice cream. Let's go with a quart. Let's just do a quart. What? A gallon? Do we have a gallon? Let's eat the whole thing. My body does that. So you got to be careful not to listen to everything that your body says. But a few days ago, what was it? Maybe, I can't remember if it was Saturday or Sunday. My wife and I bought a few Halloween things. So we bought this sign that we need to hang outside. And in order to hang, I needed to drill a hole in it. And so I brought it inside, and this is kind of a long, thin sign, probably 3 to 4 feet tall, and I'm guessing maybe a foot wide, if that. So it's kind of a thin sign. And we're hanging outside, and it needed a little hole at the top, so I could just basically hang it on a nail, right? So I got a drill. And I'm a dude, and I do things dude way sometimes. I just shouldn't. I shouldn't. We just shouldn't. None of us should. I'm tired of saying the word should. But I was more focused on putting the hole in the sign than I was safety and doing things the right way. You know what I'm going to say. So I was just like, it's a small hole. This thing is maybe a ½ inch wide or thick. And I just thought the hole will go really quick. So it's at the very top, and I'm holding it at the top with my hand, and I've got the drill, and I'm drilling the hole through it, and my body says to me in my head, there's like I could hear the voice saying, you're going to drill through your hand if you don't do this a different way. Okay? So it actually said that to me. And I almost ignored it, and then I was like, you know what? That's right. I shouldn't ignore that voice. So what I did was I just kind of flattened my hand at the top of the piece so I could still hold it. I was kind of holding it at an angle and drilling the hole. And because I was at the angle or whatever, it slipped. The sign slipped, and just out of just reflexes, I tried to grab it really quick. And when I did, the drill went through the sign and about halfway through the palm of my hand. So literally my body had just told me not to do it because I'm going to drill through my hand, and then I drilled through my hand. So stupid, and it hurt. This was one. Do you know what? I don't know what they're called. There's a special kind of drill that has like a little point at the very beginning of it, and it was that. And so it bled like crazy. So I immediately put stuff on it, wrapped it up, did all the stuff. But I now look like I have stigmata. It's not bleeding, fortunately. It actually has healed quite quickly. But I'm kind of hoping that there's a big scar there so I can, for the rest of my life, remember how much of a dumbass that I was. I know a couple years ago when I marched in the Halloween parade, I had a banner and I was trying to poke a hole in the banner with an X-Acto knife, and it slipped and it went in my finger. Something about Halloween events, I guess. But it went in my finger and it hit a nerve or something, and it hurt. And for a long time, even after it healed, that nerve hurt. But I don't think I hit a nerve this time, but I do have stigmata. So it wasn't Palm Sunday, but it was Sunday, and a drill went through my palm, and I have stigmata. So anyway, that was my weekend. So just the point is, people, listen to your body. Don't ignore when your body says stuff. Unless it's ice cream, then you can ignore. Here's something that I'm experiencing right now. I'm going through right now. A lot of us are animal people. Are you an animal person? I am. I'm an animal. I have several animals. I very much care for animals. I'm not an animal activist. I'm not. I don't like to wear animals. You know, for a long time I wouldn't wear leather. I kind of do now. For a long time I wouldn't eat animals. Now I eat fish. I still don't eat other animals. I just eat the swimming ones. But as you get older, you need protein. You need the omega-3s. Sorry, fish. I had to kind of slip to eat you. But I do care for the animals. And when I went vegetarian, it was totally for animal rights. I just, it wasn't health reasons at all. But I care for animals, and I like to kind of I like to have a little safe space for the animals. We've rescued a few animals at our house, and I've been very happy with the animals that we've rescued. We try to take care of them. I just feel like there's a few things more rewarding than to get an animal when they're young. Maybe just a baby. You know, you rescue a baby kitten and baby cat, a puppy, whatever, and see them through their entire life. Give them the life they never would have gotten anywhere else. And then at the end, when they pass, I feel like there's a certain kind of reward for just being able to look back and go, I did that. I gave that gift to that creature, to that life. And, you know, if it wasn't for that, if they didn't get euthanized, they may have just had a hard life being out there and struggling, trying to eat, trying to live, trying to survive, and who knows how long they would have made it. So I don't know. I just feel like that kind of rewarding feeling of I just kind of delivered this animal all through its lifespan. So I'm doing that now. We have an old cat, very old cat. I think it's older than 17. I think it's 18, 19 maybe. And this cat, my wife got this cat when the cat was a kitten, and she raised it up until a certain point, and then her roommate took it. She loved that cat. She took it for a while, and then last year, I believe it was, her roommate had to move to a place, and she said, I can't take the cat. Can you Can you handle the cat? So we weren't planning on another cat, but we went ahead and took it. And it was an old guy. We knew we weren't going to have him long. And just within the past few weeks, his health and everything is just declining. And he's ancient, but he's lost a lot of weight. He's literally like a skeleton kitty walking around. But we've noticed things, he's just not sharp, and none of us are. But today I noticed, I think his eyesight has completely gone. I've noticed I think he's realizing he's blind and he can't get around. So it points to, just watching him also points to me. I'm not quite that old, but I'm getting there. And just the things that you watch just gradually get worse in your own life. And then I'm just watching that reflect, and I just think, oh man, this is going to totally be me in just a few years. But I feel so bad for him. There's a line in the Jason Isbell song where he says, the song Elephant, where he says, no one dies with dignity. And it's true. None of us do. Death is just not something where you have any dignity at all. And I'm watching this little kitty. He's just such a cool little cat, just lose it all. And it's sad. So we're kind of at the point where I think we're going to have to step in and help the process. I really felt like he was going to die in his sleep at one point, and I was hoping he would, but he's stubborn. I think he's going to hang on. So this weekend we might have to make that sad choice for little kitties. One of my friends just lost their dog, their life dog. That's sad. It hurts. My best friend several years ago, best little puppy dog. I think he was 17, I believe, and I'd had him for 11 of those years, and it's the worst. I don't think people understand that how much it feels like a lot of times that it's just like a family member. If you're not an animal person, sometimes you don't get that. And you might be a little callous toward people, think it's not a big deal or something. And that's not true at all. It feels like, I've had family members pass, and animals, sometimes it feels exactly the same. So if you don't understand that, if you're not an animal person, just be careful, because you might sometimes be a little gruff. You might be a little insensitive to people who are going through some stuff, because they're going through, that people who've been through your grandparents dying or another family member. It's the same feeling. It's the same thing. It's the same sense of loss. You have your memories. And I remember my doggy who's gone now. I remember a lot about him, but man, I would give up almost anything to have him, another year, 2, 3, just right here. But it's one of those things you just got to let him go. You just realize you took him through life. You helped him out. You gave him food. You gave him a great life, place to live, shelter, safety. How great a gift is that to give a creature that you just find or adopt or something, and you do that? To me, it's like the best thing. I don't know that there is anything better than that. Other than, you have a child, and you care for your child up into a point that you have to let them go, and then they kind of take care of themselves. Animals are a little different. You never really let them go. You hold on to them through their life, and you try to make sure that they're safe. I just feel like that it's, even though it's sad, at the end of the lifespan, it's something positive to hold on to. It's like, we did that for that little guy. He would never have had that. He might have gotten something similar to it with another family or something, but chances are, especially if it's a cat you just pick up from outside or something, their life, they just never would have made it. They would have gotten, taken by a dog or a hawk or whatever. And you gave them that safety and protection and companionship. I mean, this cat nightly sleeps just next to my wife, and he will, I'm sure, tonight, even though he's barely hanging on. But that's security for him. That's safety and security. And even in this time when he needs that the most, we could give him that gift. And I think it's great. I think that's if there's anything that I can look at as a positive thing when my little buddies go away, it's that I gave them that kind of gift. All right. Let's see. I'm almost done. All right. It's going to be a short show. I do want to say this. I mentioned this a few weeks ago, and I think I mentioned it last week, but I'm doing a storytelling event, and I haven't done specifics yet because I didn't really know specifics. Just kind of ironed out in the past week. I am, I live right really close to Stone Mountain Park in Georgia. If you've never been there, it's a natural attraction. They have a lot of park festivities. The Stone Mountain Highland Games happen there, which is kind of fun. But they have other things. They have celebrations, holiday celebrations, lighting celebrations, and all other kinds of stuff. And there's a thing that they have on Halloween. They have a storytelling, and it's Southern Ghosts stories. And it's just stories that have been around a lot of times for generations in the South. And you could come and you do a little tour. You go from little station to station to station and hear different ghost stories. So I am going to be doing that, and I'm going to be doing that during the weekends in October. So here's the thing. I wrote my story. Not everybody did, but I wrote my story, and even after that, I had to memorize it. And that, people, has been one of the hardest things I've done. I'm a theater major. I used to memorize long plays, I can't memorize anything. My memory, this is what age has done for me. My memory is completely shot. And even a play or a story that I wrote myself has been the worst. So I finally got through it, and I finally got it to where I'm doing pretty good. But we opened this weekend, and I think I'm going to be fine. Let's see. Yesterday was not good. Today, really good. And it's just a matter of going over and over and over. But it's amazing, again, what age will do to your faculties. I can't just trying to get through the whole thing, and I will forget one of the main characters' names. It's a name that I've said 1,000,000 times as I've been learning it, and suddenly it just won't come out of my mouth. Just crazy, crazy stuff. So it's a way to kind of highlight the fact that I'm getting old. It's to make me feel so much anxiety about getting old. It's still fun though. But I do believe after this, my public performing duties are going to be gone. I'll do the podcast as long as I can. I don't know. Who knows how long this will last? But I would like to write. I like writing the stories. Those are fun. This story has been a lot of fun, and it's fun to tell, but it was really fun to write. And I will post the story, and probably post me reading the story on my website once it's done. I don't want to reveal it before the event is over. So probably Halloween, just a little day or two before Halloween, I'll put it up. You can hear it. It's short, kind of a short little 5-minute story, but scary. It's scary, based on true events, based on actual events. Also, getting old is based on actual events. All right, that's all I've got for you people. That's all the time I have for you. Hey, let me know you're out there. 678-348-0008 is the number you can call to let me know that you're out there. I have that line for you. It's our listener line. It's our digital lap line. Remember? So that's there for you to call and just say whatever you could do. You could just talk about anything you want. Tell me about your favorite cat or dog that you took through life. I don't care. I will put it on the podcast if you want me to. You can also text that if you don't want to say a word. I will read your text. Also, people, send me an email, rick@apocalyptic.com. Or you can find me on Facebook or Threads or Instagram. Those are the places I generally hang out. I just want to know you're out there. Just want to know if you like the show. Every once in a while, drop me a line and say, hey, I listened. People have done that. It's comforting to know. You could criticize it if you want. You can give it a rating, give it a review. Please, you can do that too if you download it. Just review it. It does help. I don't know if anybody knows I'm even doing this. I don't know. I don't know if there's an audience. I I don't know if Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, I don't know if any of them know that this podcast exists. So it's like a secret treasure. That's the way I like to put it. That's the way I like to think about it. A little secret treasure that only you know about for a little 20-minute podcast. Hey. All right. Thanks for listening, people. I'll talk to you next week, I'm pretty sure.